Hello everyone. Today we are here to discuss about the topic soil-borne diseases. Soil-borne diseases are caused by soil-borne pathogens, a group of microorganisms that can cause the reduction or limitation of yield in intolerant crops. Soil-borne pathogens include nematodes, fungi, bacteria, and even viruses. Once soil-borne pathogens are present in a soil, they can be controlled by chemical soil fumigation. However, fumigation is expensive. It is not economically feasible for extensive or open field crops. And non-selective, the majority of the living organisms within the soil, including beneficial and saprophytic microorganisms, are also reduced after fumigation. Symptoms and diagnosis. As soil-borne pathogens are microscopic and inhabit the soil, their detection is difficult until symptomatic plants appear. Symptoms of soil-borne diseases, also called telluric or edaphic diseases, may resemble other biotic or abiotic stresses, but the general appearance of affected plants is similar. They display symptoms such as wilt, chlorosis, that is, yellowing of the leaves, dry leaves, epinasty, or plant decay. These visible symptoms of the above ground plant structures correspond to the damage caused by soil-borne pathogens. They can be divided into two types. They are damage of the roots or stem base and damage of the vascular system. Anthrax. Anthrax is a bacterial disease caused by Bacillus anthracis. The bacteria forms spores that are resistant to poor environmental conditions and can survive for years on dried or processed heights and soil. Anthrax is primarily a disease of herbivores, that is, cattle, sheep, goat, and horses, which are exposed to the spores while grazing. Outbreaks typically occur in these areas when heavy rainfall is followed by a drought. Animal cases pose minimal risk to humans. People can get infected through direct contact with sick animals. Clinical signs. Single or multiple animals found dead, weakness, staggering, and labored breathing, very high rectal temperature, that is 41 to 42 degrees Celsius, sudden death in grazing animals, blood stain discharges after death, usually seen at all external orifices, and rapidly decaying cascads. Clinical signs in humans. The cutaneous form is the common human disease, that is malignant pustule after contact with contaminated animal products and soil. Infection can also occur by ingesting or inhaling anthrax spores, that is wool-sorter's disease. If the disease is not treated promptly with antibiotics, death may occur. How it spreads? The carcass of an animal that has died from anthrax releases bacteria. This bacteria may form spores that contaminate the environment for more than 50 years. In soil, these spores are highly resistant. However, due to exposure to sunlight, microbial activity, and desiccation, spores on the surface rarely survive more than 4 years. The main risk is the exposure of old cattle or sheep graves by roadworks, cultivation, or runoff following heavy rain. Under the right conditions, anthrax spores may multiply vegetatively in the soil. Soil disturbance increases the risk of disease. Runoff from infected soil and carcasses can contaminate water. The organism can be spread by pigs, dogs, wild birds in flowing water and through contamination by infected animals. Animals become infected with anthrax from eating contaminated feedstuffs or grazing on contaminated land. Infected animals often die suddenly with only a brief illness, that is about 1 to 2 hours preceding death. The incubation period, that is time from exposure to bacteria until clinical signs appear, is 2 to 14 days. Animals may be infected by grazing and show no clinical signs for this period. If these animals are moved during the incubation period to a new location, the subsequent death of these infected animals will create a new source of infection. Pigs may become infected after eating contaminated blood and meat from carcasses. Cattle have been infected after chewing on old bones or carcasses from infected animals containing spores. Large outbreaks have resulted from contaminated feed additives such as bone flour and peanut meal. Inhalation is of minor importance in animals, but contaminated dust can be a source. Wound contamination occasionally occurs. In the case of humans, people are most likely to become infected when handling infected animals or breathing in anthrax spores from infected animal products, for example, hides and wool. These are three forms of anthrax disease in people. They are lung by inhalation, skin by cutaneous, and intestinal. Risk period. Outbreaks from contaminated soil typically occur after a major climate change, that is, rain following drought, and in warm weather when the temperature is over 15 degrees Celsius. Earthworks may increase risk. In an uncontrolled outbreak, an initial case may be followed by secondary cases becoming infected from contamination by the initial case. Prevention. Livestock should be excluded from areas that have previously been contaminated by anthrax. Livestock may be protected from the impacts of anthrax by vaccination. Supply and use of anthrax vaccine requires authorization by the Chief Veterinary Officer. Keep livestock away from soil disturbances caused by earthworks or flooding. Monitor stock health and investigate incidents of ill health, especially rapid deaths. Maintain secure boundary fences to prevent stock straying. Control feral animals to reduce soil disturbance, the risk of animals becoming infected, and the risk of spreading infection to new areas. Livestock producers, especially in southern Queensland, should consider anthrax in their farm biosecurity plans. Consult your local veterinary practitioner to decide what preventative measures to take to protect your property and health. Now we will discuss about tetanus. Tetanus is a bacterial infection also known as lockjaw. It causes stiffness in various muscles present in different parts of the body. It affects the nervous system. The first affected part are mostly jaw and neck, but it may soon cause muscle contractions in other parts of the body. It is a fatal disease of the nervous system caused by nerve toxins released by the bacterium Clostridium tetani. The bacterium is found in the soil and in the feces and digestive tract of animals. It enters the body through a minor cut or wound when a person comes in contact with the contaminated matter. They produce toxins that interfere with muscle contractions. Tetanus disease is found in all parts of the world, but it more occurs in the location having hot and wet climates when the soil contains a lot of organic matter. The tetanus infection can be caused by burns, insect bites, animal bites, dental infections, chronic sores and infections, puncture injury from piercing, tattoos or injections, open wounds contaminated with soil, feces, dirt or saliva. Symptoms: tetanus often starts in the jaw or better known as locked jaw. The spasm can cause stiffness in several muscles of various organs. Example: facial muscle, neck, back, abdomen, etc. It can lead to breathing complications if muscles taking part in the breathing process are affected by spasm. Some of the common symptoms are fever, drooling, irritability, rapid heart rate, excessive sweating, high blood pressure, swallowing difficulty, hands or feet spasm, uncontrolled urination or defecation. Treatment: cleaning the wound, muscle relaxers to control muscle spasms, taking antibiotics like penicillin to kill the bacteria, tetanus immune globulin (TIG) to neutralize the toxins.